Okay, so welcome back to our challenge part of the videos. In this challenge, we're doing a mix it up challenge this week. And in the previous video, I showed you how to create a custom sugar or glitter for your work. In this video, I want to go ahead and finish up my tag. And on this tag, I used my custom blue, and I also used this orange one that I made with distressed ink. The quality of this is not nearly as good as the blue. This is really the look I was going for, where it feels like it's suspended in the gel medium that I used. So we're going to do a tag today. Obviously, it's in the shape of a tag. So I'm also going to use a lady stamp by Tim Holtz. You know, I've already talked about my love of these little mini stencils, so I'm going to be using that as well as some stamps and another stencil. So a lot of different options here. Our quote today is kind of associated with Mother's Day. So Shirley had last week, so she did Mother's Day, and I just want to also add my belated Mother's Day to everyone. So my quote this week is, "Children brighten a home, they never turn off the lights." So in my house, I have a 13-year-old. It's like he walks into the room and the light automatically comes off and on, and it never goes back off again. So that's kind of where I was feeling this week with him. So let's get started. So I'm starting with this little heart stencil, and I just kind of want it to be real in the background, real subtle. So I'm just going to use an ink shade that's a little darker than the brown that's already on here. So I do kind of realize that that would have been easier to outline and all of that had I done that first, but that's not quite how this worked out. So sometimes you just got to go with the flow of things. So now I'm going to create some basic sunshine rays to go behind my stamped image. So before I go ahead and add that to my tag, I want to go ahead and finish up my stamped image and then go ahead and cut that out as well. And I'm just using a watercolor pencil by DeWint to do her drop. Okay, so we got our image done. I did outline it with a black watercolor pencil just to kind of give it a little separation from the design behind it. I did a little stamping. My coat is now way too contrasting. It's too bright white, so we're going to tone that down. And then I found a little key I wanted to put on there as well. So let's go ahead and finish this up. So we're about ready to put the quote on. I do want to mention one thing. You have to be careful about adding ink or any wet medium to text that's been printed from an inkjet printer. It can smear it, so you have to be careful about that. Second of all, I like to use like a dry press adhesive, and then when I'm working with such a textured background, I go ahead and add in just a little bit of liquid adhesive too. This will make sure that it stays adhered. This adhesive, this pressure adhesive, will grab it to start with, and then the liquid will dry. That'll give time for the liquid to dry and make it permanent. And there we go. There's our finished tag. If you have any questions about anything I did here, please be sure to let me know. I'm always happy to help. Until next time, I'm your host with Jeri Parks with Everyday Moodlings.